Okay, so good morning. So we will continue our discussion on this value-added activities, non-value-added activities, lean production. So lean production means we have to eliminate the wastages. So these are the 8 common wastages. So normally found. So last class we have seen. Quickly we go through. So whenever many times whenever you want to produce a component, and many components will be made out of several parts. First, finally, we have to assemble them. And before assembly, we have to move the material. We have to move the material from one machine to other. So that is called transportation. And here we have to be very careful. The unnecessary movement should be reduced. So if there is unnecessary movement, that is going to be wastage. So what is the cause is the layout should be proper. And there are 2 cases. When the product variety is more, for example, if you have 20 varieties of piston to be made, you cannot arrange all the machines in a sequence. So each variety will be processed in. Even if you take a piston, same lathe, depending upon the size, you will be using different machines. So in that case, the layout. So we have to plan properly. So when we are transporting from one machine to other machine or to the next assembly station, the unnecessary movement should be reduced. So that is a wastage. So time and cost is involved. Next is inventory. So I told you inventory means the raw material, the starting material, the finished product, and in between work in progress. So all these things unnecessarily should not be there. So we have to, whatever demand is there, we should have the material. For example, if you are going to make some 1,000 components in a month, just for an example, I'm telling, for example, color television, you are manufacturing color televisions, you should have raw material only for some 1,500 color television sets, not more than that. Similarly, finished products, you can make 1,200, so that the 200 can be the opening balance in the next month. And here, money is involved. So why inventory, the type of waste? Because unnecessarily you are investing money. So ideally, whatever material you get, whatever demand, customer demand is there, you make everything you sell, every raw material, no extra material should be there. Then all the money will be there, because you know very well when you are having money, when you have money, there will be some interest. Bank will give interest. Unnecessarily, if you have in the form of material, that is going to add cost. That is the second wastage. The third wastage is motion. So within a process also, so here I think we discussed in detail time and motion study. So we have to analyze and we have to find out within the process, we have to do it in a lesser time. So for that, we have to study the motion. So this motion, unnecessary motion should be avoided. So there is something called time and motion study. So by which you can, so here also this is the problem. Unnecessarily cost and time is a problem there. And finally, the fourth one is waiting. So unnecessary waiting is, and you will be surprised. One of the slides I was just going through. Actually, the material, the component can be done in 40 minutes, but it requires the lead time. So the actual manufacturing time is only 40 minutes. But the lead time from the order we are getting to the customer and then we are delivering, it is going to be 5 days of 2 shifts. So 2 shifts means 8 hours into 2, 16, 16 into 5, 80 hours. 80 hours is the lead time. That means we are getting the order and we are going to give after 80 hours. But the actual manufacturing time is only 40 minutes. So roughly it comes to only 2%. So 98% of the time it has to wait, because we have to procure the raw material, the movement. The actual manufacturing time for making that component is only 40 minutes. The movement, the waiting time, and procuring raw materials. So these are all going to be wasted. So this has to be taken care of. So over processing. So whatever customer requires, only you do. Don't do anything excess. So that is not going to add value. And then overproduction. So this is also very important. Whatever demand is there, you produce. Don't produce more quantity, because that is a problem in cost. Actually, it's not given. And the flow also will not be smooth. So underutilized people. So last class we have discussed in detail. So all of them should work because you are paying salary. So you are paying salary and somebody is not working, so that is going to be a wastage. That especially that is going to happening in all government companies. Most of the government companies, no people. Even if you take the Integral Coach Factory which you have in Chennai, so one of the leading coach manufacturers in Asia, not in India. So we have only two major. One is in Kapurthala, that is Punjab. The other one is in ICF. But Kapurthala is much more. It is recently built, so it is a bit modernized. But this ICF, that is Integral Coach Factory, Chennai, is an old thing, but still they manufacture quality products. So here, no, only around 40 to 50% of the people will work. All the others will not work. That's a government company. So that is a wastage. And finally, defects supply. So this, whenever there is a defect means, obviously we cannot sell. So if you cannot sell means that is a wastage. And I think I will give this PPT. You can see these are all various opportunities where we should try to eliminate these non-value adding activities. So all the work with WIP means work in progress, all these things. So we have to, these are all opportunities to eliminate the wastages. And this rework, so always rework means that is cost. So that's already last class we have discussed. And this also, what are the various steps to eliminate the wastages? First, the people should sit together and then they should brainstorm. Because layout, no, whenever you do the layout, no, just like that they will arrange the machines and they will do. You have to put it in the form of chart, and I think now even software is also available, and we should try to minimize the route in which the product is moving. So clearly identify the business process to focus improvement, and then current state you find out. You can find out value added, non-value added, wastage, and then future state, I think we have discussed. And then Kaizen events you must do, and then how to execute the improvements. Employees should be trained to wastages and reflect and learn from the process. So next thing is something called 5S. So this discusses about them. How do you make your workplace clean, neat? So what is the problem is if you have the industry, this is the machine factory. So all the machines are something like that. So here this is a car factory. So that this is an assembly line where the various components are being assembled. So this is a car factory. So in this case, now we have to make it. What do you call? There are 5S means 5S. There are Japanese words and even equivalent English words also are there. So the main idea is you should not search. When the industry, that is a problem. Whenever you want a tool, many times we have to search. Unless you are very organized, you will be searching. For example, if you want Allen key, normally Allen screw, when you want to open or close, we have to use an Allen key. So that Allen key, different sizes. So we have to keep them in the prop. So for that, there is something concept called the 5S. So workplace organization standard focused on efficiency, effectiveness, and safety. And you know very well about safety. So whenever you work, whenever you keep all the things, safety is very important, and you should know the difference between efficiency and effectiveness. So this difference you must know. So effectiveness means you must do the right thing. Suppose you are doing the wrong thing and 100% efficiency you are doing, so the right thing you must do. So there is something in every industry, you must do the correct thing. Then only efficiency comes. So something if you are not doing, which is not very useful, you are doing it 100% efficiency, there is use. So that is called effectiveness, doing the right thing. And efficiency means doing the thing in an efficient manner. So 100% input output, 100% efficiently we have to do. So for that there are some 5 concepts. One is called sorting, straightening, shining means cleaning. So that is very important. Cleaning, standardize, sustain means all these 4 activities you have to maintain. So once you have procedures, so I'll show the remaining slides. So what is it sort, what is straighten, what is it? So these are all Japanese words. Siri, Seiten, Shiso, Shikitsu, Shitsuki. So these are the 5, that is concept is called 5S. So this 5S, what is it? So what is it? First S, sorting means eliminate what is not absolutely necessary. So that is a problem. Even you can VAT when you can come to my cabin, unnecessarily so many things are lying. So that has to be eliminated. That will create problem. So whenever even in your house, I think even your parents will be telling. So something is absolutely unnecessary. We have to throw it up. We have to, because that is going to occupy space and it's going to create problem. So that is called the first yes, yes, sort. And then straighten, ensure place for each thing. So you should have, for example, spanner means you keep in this place. All the hammer you keep in this place. For example, tools I'm giving. Many times, no, whenever you search for the tool, no, you will not be getting the tool. So everything you ensure a place. So all the Allen keys you keep in a place. Hammers you keep in the place. All the spanners you keep in the place. So this way, all the verniers you keep in the place. So if you have a space for each and everything, there is no need for searching. So the industry, that is very important, because you have thousands and thousands of tools, and it will be shared between the workers. So always this searching should be avoided, because that is going to waste time. Time wastage is going to be there. So that is called straightening. So for every tool, for everything, they are using the word thing. The thing can be tool, measuring instrument, or it can be the workpiece itself, anything. So that is called straightening. Second is. And the third one is sanitize. Sweep, you know very well, cleaning. So maintain a clean and orderly space to make problems easily identifiable. Eliminate it. Many times that is a problem. Even VAT, nowadays we don't have space. So every time we have to clean everything. So unnecessary scrap is there, that has to be removed. So that is sweep. Third is, and sanitize. Improvement of the work. So you have to be organized. So whenever you want to do some things, especially when you're handling things like measuring instruments or tools or raw material, whatever that, so you be very organized. You are disorganized now, it is going to create clutter. That will lead to chaos. So these are the four S's. So fifth S sustain, that is in the center, is nothing but maintain the continuous effort. So all these things, whatever, it has to be maintained, because once some, for example, here I'm telling you, one worker will come and take the tool and he will not keep it back in the place. So that is called sustaining. So you know all the tools are going to lie in one place. The worker is going to take the tool. After completing, he has to bring it back to the same place. So otherwise, the other person is going to search for it. So this is called sustaining. So this is a very powerful concept, Japanese concept, 5S concept, which is basically for cleaning and keeping the things going. So this is, you see the office before. I think even my cabin also just like that, it will be looking like this. So many papers and other things. So before 5S, it is like this. The office, you see, it is like that. The equipments are lying, so many things, you see. And then afterwards, after 5S, you see. So this same way, even the factory. After 5S, everything we have done that sorting, straightening, sweeping, all these things. If you do, we are going to get the factory like this. So importance of visual image is very important. And here nowadays, even when you want to make layout, all these things, software is also available. So all factories should be as clean rooms. So nowadays you'll be very surprised. You go to there are some 9 car factories in Chennai, but I was fortunate when I joined VAT, so during my faculty induction program, they organized, VAT management, they organized an industrial visit to Renault Nissan, which is in Oragadam, Chennai. It's around 40 kilometers from Chennai. I think from our college, it will be a little bit more also, 50 kilometers from our VAT Chennai campus, Renault Nissan. So we went and we stayed there for around 2 hours. So it's absolutely very clean. All car factories, they are very, very clean. Even Ford also. Many people, they went inside. They will be absolutely clean. No oil, grease. Normally, whenever an industry is there, some oil will be there, grease will be there, all these things. But these modern car factories, they are so neat. So what are the rules to good housekeeping? So remove, eliminate everything you don't need from the food. So that is very important. Even not only for industry, everywhere, something is happening. Even laptop, even yesterday I did a lot of work. Many of my files are lying in the desktop, and you know very well something if you are keeping in the desktop, some crash, computer is going to crash now, all the files will be deleted. So better to keep it in some drive. So we have to remove, eliminate that is unnecessary, so that you will gain space and eliminate the waste. So this is simplify. So different words, yes, they are using. So they, in the example what I showed, they are not use the word simplify. Sometimes in some cases we can use simplify also instead of this one. Sanity, straighten here, simplify here also we can use it. Of course, here and here we can. Okay, here somewhere we can use simplify, the word simplify also. So everything left will have a clearly defined space. So that is very important. Each and everything should be kept. So this is the drawer you keep here. This is the way. This is the place to keep my laptop. This is the place to keep my charger. Nowadays, no, people are searching for charger because every day we are using charger. So we have to keep it in the right place. So everything left will be clean and neat. So regularly cleaning is very important. I think outside India, all the factories you can go and leave them. It will be very clean. So ownership. So keep the area neat and don't let others mess it up. So industry, different people will be coming. So the others should not come and mess it up. And then this is called Gemba or Mudavak. So 1 to 2 hours, you spend 1 or 2 hours in the area identifying the waste. So even for laptop I'm doing, because many times what I think, whatever I'm doing, everything what I feel is everything is very important. So everything I keep in the desktop, so that unless I need not waste the time. But yesterday, I spent some time, half an hour I spent unnecessary things. You can put it in some pen tray or something like that. So you spend 1 to 2 hours in the area identifying. So even in industry, you can do like this. So write down the every waste you see for the 30 minutes, prioritize and identify the top 3, and then propose solutions. How to? So discuss with your team all opportunities while in the area following the process. So this is called Mudava. Just to go through the factory, spend 1 to 2 hours, identify the waste, and then try to make some improvement. So this is what. So this is something like this. You see the same thing after going through Kaizen. After going through Kaizen 5 years, you will see. So many, it is so disorganized. Everything is kept up like this. So this is a work. Is the name of the company. This is stores. So many things are there. You see, it's very highly. So unnecessary movement is there. You see. And the next slide I'm going to show where we are going to unnecessary movement we are going to supply. So the movement, so the material comes like this, and finally finished goods. So this is the raw material. Assume raw material goes like this. Finally finished goods is coming out like this. So you see, so many unnecessary movement is there. So many things, and finally coming out. So if you implement Kaizen and this 5 years concept, so you are going to have something like this. So the raw material is entering. So little bit, you see, bit organized. Here it is the traveling, the unnecessary movements are there. Here we have made it much more organized. So people are also organized. 5 years, if you implement 5 years, so there will be definitely improvement in the time. So time is going to be reduced. So now quickly I will tell about statistical quality control, which we will be discussing on Monday. Very briefly I will explain, and then we will wind up for this class. Concept of quality, all these things we have seen. So quality cost is going to be very okay. We will see at some other time. Quality control. So that's what we are going to see. Statistical quality control. And then there is something called control chart, which we are going to discuss on Monday. So what is that quality control? So quality control describes the directed use of testing to measure the achievement of a specific standards. And I don't really know why we should go for statistical quality control. The reason is many times you cannot do 100% inspection. For example, bolt and nut. So there will be thousands and thousands of bolt and nut which will be manufactured by the company. So everything. So you have to take a representative sample and we have to do the testing. And from that we try to try to do quality control, statistical quality control. So process we will try. In the process, what is the problem? So you take one, for example, if you take the one shift, you can take and you can find out. So entire thing, what is happening? So for example, no, end of the day, last hour, the worker will be tired. Maybe the quality defects will be more, all these things. So that you can take a representative sample and you have to do the testing. So many times now that is an accepted standard. So we can analyze the process by testing few samples, not everything. But of course, many times we have to go for 100% inspections. So for example, if you have a product like washing machine, if you have a product like car, color television, so all these things 100% inspections. There's no random sampling. But piston, for example, piston, so many pistons they will be making, and every piston you cannot do the complete testing. We cannot do. So what is quality control? It's a superset of testing, although it is not often used synonymously with testing. So the inspection and testing is different. Quality control is different. And that's what I told you. When you inspection, we have to do 100% inspection in certain cases. And there is a small difference between this quality control and inspection. So the concept of quality, namely that the object, the service performance, it should be fit for purpose. That's what Joran is telling. Should be fit for fitness for use. Quality does not mean being at the top of the range, but it does mean being efficient, so that things happen on time and on cost, reliable, whatever the weather, every day, giving value for the company. So that's what they are telling. So no, always exact 25. For example, 25 means we don't want 25. There is a tolerance. It can be 25 plus or minus 0.01. So only thing is it should be efficient. Things should be in time. It should be very reliable, and value for money should be there. The goal of quality control should be to identify the process to predict the best outcomes. The goal of quality control should be to identify process steps that best predict the outcomes. That's what phrase is. So what is the link between quality and product? Already I have discussed, but very quickly I'll tell. So 100 components one machine is making. The production cost is 15 rupees. 75% only confirm. That means 25% they are not conforming to specification. 60% of the non-conforming we can rework at additional 15 rupees. 40% are scrapped. So this is what we are doing the analysis. So we are having 15 into 1000. So that's what the cost is. We are making 1000. Whether it is defective or the cost is 15 rupees, 15 into 1000. And then 150 is not a reworking. 60% of the wastages here. So out of 1000, 25% are wastages, defects. So out of the 250, out of the 250, 60% means 150. So 150 into 5 we are reworking. So this is the denominator. And then we will be able to sell only 100 minus 250 plus 150. I think this calculation, total is 1000. 250 is rejected. 150 reworking we have done. So totally 750 plus 150, 900 we are selling. So totally it comes to 17.5 paise. 17 rupees 50 paise. Now after process control, after statistical quality control, we identify what are the process what the thing. And then finally we made some improvements. 80% of the cost counts. So here it's only 78%, here 80%. So 60% can be reworked, same 5 rupees. The rest is required to be scrapped. So same thing we are doing, 15 into 1000 plus 5 into 120. So here instead of 150, we are, because here 80% is, so 80% is 60% is 120. That the remaining 20 out of 20% is wastage. From the 20%, 60% means it comes to like this. So 5 into 120 divided by 800 plus 120 we are working. So 920 is accepted, only 80 is written. So here the cost comes to, so we have to reduce the cost. Please remember there is a difference between price and cost. So after quality control, we are getting a 16.96. So there are quality control, we can do statistical process control. That's what we are going to see. Six Sigma, we are going to discuss in a separate model. So what is it? Statistical process control. So it involves measurement and analysis of the process variation. So that's what Monday, I'm going to give an example. We are going to measure everything. We are going to measure. So even on textbook, there's one example. Thickness, no? For example, paint thickness. If it is less, there is a problem. If it is more, also there is a problem. Both the ways, it's a problem. So they have measured the paint thickness. So the process variation we can study by various statistical techniques, something called control chart, which we'll be discussing on Monday. This is most often used for manufacturing process. In the intent of statistical process control is to monitor the product quality and maintain process to fix the targets. So that we will see what is that control chart we will see. Statistical product control. So that is process control. Product controls involves in making dispositions and accepting or rejecting. Okay. So process, we have to find out what is the problem in process. So here we have to find out whether it's acceptable or rejected. So that is called product control. And then Six Sigma, I think we have a separate module on Six Sigma. The methodology is there. So with this, I will stop for this class. So only thing is I will ask one or two questions. Now, what is the answer for this question? Somebody, a bus driver is driving at the TPM. This is in total productive maintenance. A bus driver is driving at slow speed due to some vibrations in the bus. This loss can be categorized as performance efficiency, poor quality loss, unplanned loss, or availability. What will be your answer?
Unplanned, sir.
Yeah?
Unplanned loss.
Unplanned loss. Unplanned loss. No. So, okay, we will discuss one by one. First, availability, it cannot be there. Because availability, the bus is available. He is operating at slow speed, so it is not an availability loss. And it is not a poor quality loss. So nothing, anywhere the bus is running. It is running at slow speed, the service we are getting. So there is no, the rate of quality, there is no problem. So it's not a poor quality loss. So either it can be unplanned loss or performance efficiency. So what I felt is it has to be performance efficiency because ideally the speed it can go for this much speed. But deliberately we are running at slower speed, running at slow speed. There is a performance, there is an inefficiency. I don't know, unplanned loss, unplanned loss, it cannot be unplanned. Unplanned loss means it is breakdown. So what is planned loss? Planned loss means everywhere lunch is there. Whenever during lunch the machine has to be stopped. So that is planned loss. Loss of time. Because we have to stop. During lunch time, the machine cannot run. The operator continuously, he cannot work for 8 hours. So he should have a rest. Coffee break should be there. Coffee break should be there. Some maintenance should be there. We have to, for example, we have to maintain, we want to clean the filter. So all these things, they are all planned loss. Unplanned loss means breakdown. So here there is no breakdown. So this is not unplanned loss. So it's not, so unplanned loss means it is breakdown. The bus is not working means it's unplanned. We never know. We are running the bus in between somewhere the bus is not, there is a repair means that is unplanned loss. So this is performance efficiency. And in TPM, the typical target for improvement is 85%. I think some textbooks, they give 90%. So, but you can have 85, but it's not 100%. So, because you know very well that the OEE cannot be 100%. 100% available, the machine 100% available, no speed losses, rate of quality 100%, all are. So, these are all very ideal situations. So, typical target for improvement is 85%. Now, just before winding up, I'll go through this question. In TPM, which of the task is not performed by a regular operator? Routine maintenance, overall, filling of coolant and oil, mounting of tools and dies. So, which is going to be the answer? Because TPM, we are telling TPM, some maintenance you have to do. Some maintenance. Overall means repair. Overall means repairing. Completely you are doing repair. So which will not be? So I am repeating, in TPM, which of the task is not performed by a regular operator? So in TPM, the routine maintenance. So he has to do routine maintenance, filter cleaning, lubrication, all these things he has to do. Routine maintenance he has to do. Repair, regular operator need not do. TPM, no, the maintenance person has to come. And then third one, filling of coolant oil, regular operator has to do. Of course, mounting of tools, definitely operator has to do. No other person will not go. Mounting the tool, taking out the tool, mounting the die, If it is a forming process, we will have punch and die. In case of cutting process, cutting tool will be there, a drill bit is there. So all mounting now, operator has to do. Operator. So filling of coolant, operator has to do. Same way, routine maintenance, some routine activities there, some cleaning, operator. Only repair, overhaul will be done. So now working individually or in a team, brainstorm how productive maintenance should be applied to some of the following service industry. For example, copy center, Xerox machine. So for example, Xerox machine, you want to make it 100 because that is a problem. Even one of the Xerox company people, I know them, they will be say, because Xerox machine, if you are using continuously the liquid machine will not work. Sometimes no, you are going to use it for 1 year or after 1.5 years, no, unless otherwise you maintain it. So what is that? To make it 100% available, you should do some preventive maintenance. Their cleaning is very important because stucking, paper will stuck. If it is not clean, no, stucking of paper will take place. So if you want to make it 100% available, so the 6 major losses we have discussed. First 2 is availability loss, the second 2 is speed losses, the third and fourth is quality loss. So sometimes quality loss means Xerox, no, paper is coming in a damaged condition. So that may be due to the what you call the rollers. So all these things, no, as a thing, how to apply TPM, service industry. So then in a thing, TPM, if you want to make it 100% available, if you want the Xerox machine to be 100% available, you have to what you call, you have to do some preventive maintenance. You have to do preventive maintenance. The same way, speed, you should know how to adjust. If you are not using the adjustment properly also, that is speed losses. Then quality, the paper while coming out, no, sometimes if you are that Xerox, there will be a liquid, copying liquid will be there. So that liquid is quality. If it is not good, means your Xerox machine, either the Xerox will be very light or the Xerox will be too dark. Other things. So these type of things, no. So using the total productive maintenance, so you can brainstorm as a team and you can find out how do you achieve quality. So for example, you are getting very light. All the images, whatever Xerox images, you are getting very light. So what is it? There is a problem with that ink, whatever that ink or something like that. I don't know what word they are using. So that ink, you know, we have to be properly, we have to use them, or that is not good. So with this, I will stop for this class. So we will meet on coming Monday, 8 o'clock. Coming Monday, 8 o'clock. We will discuss about control charts. The only thing is, please please do your assignments. The assignment already given in Moodle. So just to go through them, only one FMEA